Sports video game genre gets a bad rap these days for being pretty boring. With every sport getting one, maybe two games a year, sometimes with very little new added each year, it's easy to feel like all sports games are getting dull. However, there was a time where sports games were not only exciting, but they could also be really weird. I'm talking a steroid injection minigame weird. I'm talking hitting home runs with your fist weird. I'm talking Eli Manning catching fire and destroying Tom Brady's dreams even more than he already did. Twice. So I'm doing a series looking at these hidden gems of sports gaming. We'll look at the arcadey, over-the-top games, or games for sports that just don't get many video games anymore. So, join me as we take a look at some weird sports games.
I hate this fucking game.
Let's talk about the NBA 2K series for a moment. Debuting shortly after the release of the Sega Dreamcast, NBA 2K burst onto the scene in 1999 as part of the Sega sports label. Throughout the 2000s, the series grew in popularity just as Sega's other sports games did. Similarly to Sega's NFL 2K series, NBA 2K grew so large it began to compete directly with the well-established top dog in the basketball gaming landscape, NBA Live. Remember, when NBA 2K debuted, EA Sports had already been making basketball games for a decade. NBA Live was a very popular series, which reached its peak in the mid-2000s. However, a few short years later, sales for the series began to decline compared to NBA 2K. This culminated in 2010 when EA Sports attempted to rebrand and rebuild the series with the new NBA Elite title. However, after the game's demo was criticized for abysmal performance and gameplay, the game was cancelled. It didn't help that, a few weeks before the cancellation was announced, NBA 2K released what many consider one of the greatest basketball games ever, NBA 2K11. These events put NBA 2K permanently on top of the basketball gaming pyramid. NBA Live would attempt multiple comebacks in the next decade, but were never able to recover even a fraction of the popularity the series experienced at the turn of the century. So what was it that put NBA 2K on top so fast? Well, it's hard to say exactly, and there probably isn't one single feature or facet of the series that can be pointed to as the reason for their continued success. However, one thing that can be attributed to the success of the series is its willingness to innovate and push the series forward. One thing the series always seemed to try in one form or another is to use their game to tell some kind of story. 2003's ESPN NBA Basketball introduced the 24/7 mode. This mode allowed users to create their own street ball character and travel across the country taking on NBA stars and street ball legends. Along the way, you could upgrade your player's attributes, equip new shoes and shorts, and meet basketball stars and celebrities. In the years to come, Visual Concepts, the developer behind the NBA 2K series, continued to build on and flush out this mode, especially as the series made the leap to the 7th generation of consoles. NBA 2K7 was the last iteration of 24/7, and it included full cutscenes with voice acting and the ability to add your player to an NBA roster at the end of the story.
Oof! Dang! I think you busted my spleen, man! Look! Hey, look, man! It's Shaq!
Man, what's with you? We gotta go over there and talk to him.
What? That's Shaquille O'Neal!
Shut up! Look, man, I'll get you a game with Shaq. You keep your mouth shut.
The mode was removed in NBA 2K8. However, just 2 years later, a new career mode was introduced in NBA 2K10's new MyPlayer mode. In this mode, you could create your own player and play through their entire NBA career. You would earn XP for playing games that you could then use to upgrade your player, similar to how you did in the 24/7 mode. This would change a few short years later, though, when the series introduced virtual currency in NBA 2K13. VC replaced XP as what was used to purchase attribute upgrades. In addition to being able to grind for VC, you could now purchase VC for real-world money. In the years to come, this would become the primary method of progressing your player, as it would become clear that if you weren't willing to spend money on top of the premium price you paid for the game itself, you weren't going to have a competitive player, especially as the mode turned more focused towards online multiplayer. As the mode shifted towards becoming one of the most blatant and greedy pay-to-win schemes in the entire gaming industry, another cornerstone of the mode remained steady: the story. Beginning in NBA 2K14, MyCAREER every year featured a robust story showing how your player made it to the NBA and adjusted to this new lifestyle. While it may not have always been the best written and was seen sometimes as being rather goofy, it was always there, making some attempt to tell a story throughout the mode. But things got truly weird in their third attempt at a story in NBA 2K16's MyCAREER mode, Livin the Dream. For NBA 2K16's MyCAREER story, 2K Sports brought in Spike Lee to write and direct the story. What followed is one of the wildest, craziest, most dramatic stories I've ever seen told in a major sports video game. Say what you want about this story, whether you liked it or not, you remember it, especially the ending. So let's see if this Spike Lee joint holds up a decade after its release. This is NBA 2K16 MyCAREER, Livin the Dream. The game begins at a basketball court in Harlem where our character is from. BC Towers. Subtle, 2K. Subtle. We see our My player, Freak, short for Frequency Vibrations, played by Sarunas Jackson, and our twin sister Cece, played by Michelle Michener, getting up some shots before class while discussing their life story in a way that totally doesn't feel forced or unnatural.
Money, hard work is always rewarded, right?
Yep, just like our parents. 32 years and they both still at the post office. Mom selling stamps, Pops delivering the mail.
Never complained, never missed a day.
Yeah, well, Moms did when she had us.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Pop said she went back to work a lot sooner than she had to.
Right, of course she did. Brought us up right here in Harlem, USA.
Wow, I never would have guessed Spike Lee wrote this. They're joined by Vic, Freak's troublemaking best friend, played by Wade Wilson. No, not him. That would mean there was something actually likable about this character. After this cutscene, we get our first look at how this year's MyCAREER differs from the previous iterations. Previously, the story in MyCAREER centered only around your NBA career. Now, the story follows your entire basketball career, starting in high school. You get to play 3 high school games while you try to earn college scholarships. The high school games are incredibly easy by design. No matter how bad you are, you'll find your shots falling and the CPU team poses almost no threat. After your first game, we get launched into college recruiting season. There are 10 licensed universities in NBA 2K16 that will try to recruit you to come play for them. This was the biggest selling point for MyCAREER that year, even more than Spike Lee working on the game. It had been 6 years since the last college basketball video game was released, so this was the only taste players could get of playing with their favorite blue blood college basketball teams. The recruiting visits are done very well. They feel incredibly authentic as the schools try to flash their NBA alumni, past championships, and academic prestige to convince you to play for them. The stuff these recruiters say are the same things I figure a real recruiter would say to a real basketball prospect. Well, outside of offering them thousands of dollars under the table, but whatever. After the recruiting pitches, we hop into our second high school game, but not before seeing how our best friend treats our twin sister.
Are you gonna just find your seat this time?
Hey, see,
Are you taping me?
nah, I'm making phone calls, yo. I'm a networker. You know me. That's just what I do.
How long until he dies? It can't come soon enough. You get to play 2 more high school games while getting pitches from more college recruiters. After you play in the state championship game, we cut to Freak's house where he's getting ready to announce his college commitment. We also get our first look at Freak's parents, Martha and Pete, played by Gina Breedlove and Arthur Richardson. Like I said, there are 9 colleges you can choose from. However, for some reason, you only get recruited by 8 of them. Not sure why Texas was left out of recruiting season, but you are able to choose them if you want to. It's really cool how the cutscene changes depending on which college you choose instead of just having a single generic reaction. Now you get to play 4 college games. The difficulty is definitely tuned up from the high school games. It makes sense since your performance in these games actually does affect where you get drafted, so they couldn't make it super easy so you would always go first overall. The drawback with this though is in college you play 2 halves instead of 4 quarters, and the halves are only 6 minutes long. This makes it very difficult to find any sort of rhythm in these games. I mean, how much can you really dominate in what's basically the equivalent of playing on 3-minute quarters? Eventually, you make it to the national championship game against Wisconsin, the 10th licensed college that actually won the championship in real life just a few months before this game released. Another really cool part of this college experience is you get to play against the 2015 NBA draft class while they're still in college. This includes guys like Miles Turner, Kelly Oubre, Sam Deckard, and Frank Kaminsky. After the final game of your freshman season, we get another cutscene, which, now that I think about it, is the first one we've seen since we committed to play college ball. Yeah, it's a little weird we didn't see any cutscenes of what college was like for our character. No partying, no going to class, nothing. This is something that thankfully would be corrected in future games. Anyways, Freak is having a secret meeting with his parents, CC, his girlfriend Yvette, played by Anya Engel Adams, and an agent named Dom Pagnotti, played by Al Palagonia. This is the same character Palagonia played in He Got Game, Spike Lee's 1998 basketball film, which gets referenced a lot in this story. During the meeting, Pagnotti tries to convince Freak that he should forego the rest of his college career and enter the NBA draft. However, Freak promised his parents he would stay in college for 4 years and get his degree. Pagnotti's performance here really does stand out. His energy is over the top in just the right way where he comes off almost like comic relief.
Leaving college early now and entering this year's NBA draft is the right move right now. And when you sign with me, Dom Pagnotti, as your agent, I will make sure you are well taken care of. I will make sure you are protected. With this freaking environment, I love it, freaking environment. This freaking environment thing you do when you get hot, Freak, we're gonna make you more money off the court than you will on.
We already have endorsements and things like that in line, so.
Cece, I said we because we're gonna do this together. We're a team. We're Team Freak.
He's so desperate to get you into the league that you know he's full of it to a degree, you just don't know what degree that is. Oh, also, CC and Yvette hate each other.
Yvette's here too, Mama.
Hi, Mama. How you doing? I'm fine.
Does she have to be here?
Yes.
We're trying to prepare you for your future.
You know, but it is his future.
This is none of your business.
Excuse
You don't
me?
even
Wait,
know
Freak.
my business.
You still
Yeah, this is where some more cutscenes showing us in college would have really helped the story. I mean, Yvette is just introduced here out of nowhere. We literally know nothing about her other than I think she's dating Freak here, and for some reason CC is just giving her the stank eye throughout this entire meeting. I mean, we have no clue why CC hates her, and Yvette doesn't do or say anything to suggest why there's friction, so CC just comes off like an asshole who hates anyone who gets close to Freak, which, now that I think about it, actually could be intentional. Eventually, Dom starts to convince Freak that he's right, and after this, we get a cutscene with Freak's dad in an interview talking about how he and Freak's mom first met.
The post office together. Mark was the clerk, and I was a carrier. And I asked her out to lunch one time and take her for a bagel around the corner from where we worked.
A bagel?
A bagel, yeah.
With cream cheese?
Cream cheese.
Split down the middle?
Split down the middle. Love at first sight.
Yeah?
I believe that it was true. It happened to me.
Yeah, this kind of comes out of nowhere. First off, it has nothing to do with the 10-minute cutscene we just sat through, and second, it has a completely different style from what we've seen so far. There are several more of these little interviews throughout the rest of the story. I'm guessing the idea was to make it like a documentary following a top prospect's rise to the league. However, nothing about the rest of the cutscenes here feels at all like a documentary. Everything else feels like a scripted drama series, so why the conflicting mixture of styles? After this confusing bagel talk, we cut to NBA draft night. Alright, time to see myself go #1 overall.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, I mean, it is very competitive for the first pick, and Cat's a great player. I'm sure we'll go next.
D'Angelo Russell from The Ohio State University.
Okay, we'll go top 3.
Jalil Okafor from Duke University.
Top 5.
Mario Hezonja from Dubrovnik, Croatia.
Can we cut to that scene from 2K15's MyCAREER story?
There's my guy.
Your guy was told by his agent that he was going to be a late first round, maybe second round draft pick. Your guy's supposed to be in New York with the rest of those chumps. Your guy's about to blow his freaking lid because his dream of being in the NBA is still just a dream.
Hey, chill, man.
Note to self, add 2K15's MyCAREER to future episode list. Yeah, I didn't do great in college on this playthrough, so I ended up going 16th to the Celtics, who are my favorite team, so win? This actually makes all of Dom's bloviating that we were a sure bet to go #1 even funnier in retrospect. Although I would like to see him in this scene after lying to us.
Hey, chill, man.
We cut immediately to our introductory press conference, where we actually get to hear from Freak's parents about where the name Frequency Vibrations came from.
Thank you, everyone. Frequency and Cece are fraternal twins. And so when I was pregnant, one of them kept kicking and jumping around all the time. So my husband, Pete, put headphones on my belly and played reggae music.
Hence the name Frequency Vibrations.
We shortened it to Freak.
Cute story. Doesn't make the name any less stupid, but cute story. After you sign your contract, you're thrown into your NBA debut. There are some actual pretty cool moments here, like seeing your coach in the locker room and seeing yourself do an interview during the broadcast.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I could be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
We follow that up with another game before having a meeting with the team owner, voiced by Paul Girangelli, who has been a bit of a mainstay in the NBA 2K series. He played the shoe rep in 2K18, Jacob Rubin in 2K19, Don Snow in 2K20, and Howard Forbes II in 2K26. The owner tells Freak that he needs to stop hanging out with Vic after an incident at a nightclub.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit under his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of Freak. Hey, but check this out though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
This is one of my favorite cutscenes in the game because, for the majority of it, it's very well done. The writing and acting combine to make a very tense and dramatic conversation come to life. Then at the end, the owner goes completely off his meds and lets the mask slip.
Don't be a hero. Cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic. Freak. Don't be a hero. Cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's gonna affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's gonna affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's gonna affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, Freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, Freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go!
That's the behavior of a man who has hidden bodies.
And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team.
By the way, I'm sure the Players Association would love to sue your ass into bankruptcy for cutting a player for his friends off the court actions that, so far, Freak doesn't appear to be involved with. I mean, so far, Freak hasn't done anything wrong himself. It's just a friend of his being stupid and getting into a bar fight. I mean, real NBA players have done a lot more and gotten a lot less grief for it.
Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family.
Yeah, real fucking loyal there, Freak. Next, we get to face off against LeBron James for the first time, and then meet with Dom about endorsements.
Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak, but it's time we make more money. I'm talking movies, TVs, endorsements, even your own brand Jordan sneakers.
I care about the game first, Dom. All that sounds great, but don't you think it's a little too early to be talking about all that?
Too early. LeBron was 12 years old in 6th grade when he was thinking Space Jam.
Oh, so that explains why that movie was awful. Now Dom and CC discuss how to market Freak off the court.
Listen, I'm in negotiations right now on a feature that will allow viewers to watch Freak and only him and his plays during the game.
Yeah, but you set up a website without consulting me?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Last week.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna be epic.
CC, I love you, but I got no time to waste, and you're out there busy doing whatever it is you're doing.
Whatever I'm doing, you know what? I'm really sick and tired of the disrespect. This is Team Freak, not the Dom Pagnotti Italian-American opera.
Cece, calm down, all right? Dom here, he's just trying to take us to the next level.
Look, Ming Ching. I don't even know why you're here when your job is to look good and shut up.
Cece, chill.
No, I'm done chilling. Between your clown agent and your gold-digging girlfriend, I've had enough.
Gold digger. You're the winner of the Lucky Sperm contest, and I'll have you know I am currently starting my own fashion line. I've already got model contracts from Beijing to Milan, not to mention I graduated top of my class. Summa cum laude.
You mean thank you, Laude?
I don't need a man to save me or provide for me, okay? I got my own, boo.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why has all your success and fame coincided with your relationship with my brother? I mean, if you're really on top of your game, wouldn't that have happened before y'all even met?
Right? You know what, Cece? You're just jealous. It's okay, though. Why don't you just play the background, yeah? Enjoy the ride.
Y'all both done yet?
I'm thinking the same thing at this point, Freak. Freak tells Dom that he wants to focus on basketball and tells his sister and girlfriend to play nice.
Squashed?
Squashed.
Zucchini'd.
Alright, it's official. Dom's the best part of this game. After you play against Carmelo Anthony for the first time, we probably get the weirdest opening to a cutscene in this entire game.
As I was saying, got a real big problem, all this kitty stuff. Your evil twins, CC and Dom, got you doing Vet, what was that word he was using?
Rebrand?
Seriously, he looked like he was about to shoot someone. Why do so many people in this story look like they've hidden bodies before? Vic and Yvette are talking with Freak about how Dom and Cece's endorsement ideas have started to cost him his reputation on the streets. It just so happens that Cece walks in at this exact moment, and all hell breaks loose.
Yvette, occasionally proving that you're articulate doesn't mean you have business acumen. Beyond, of course, your clear mastery of basic arithmetic, we all know you can add up how much Freak makes.
Okay, Cece, that's enough.
No, you know what, Cece? You're absolutely
Anywho,
right.
Freak,
And
the reason-
speaking of basic arithmetic, how much of Freak's money do you take?
Okay, what did I just say about
That's
Team
what?
Freak?
A manager?
What did I
Is that
just
what
say
you know
about
No,
Team
the
Freak?
only members of Team
Good.
Freak in here are me and you.
Oh, you know what, Cece? This isn't the womb, okay? It's not just you and Freak.
Speaking of, how's that going for you?
Hey, come on.
Oh, snap!
You gonna let
Hey.
her talk to me like that, really?
But don't worry, everyone. Vic is going to try and play peacekeeper.
CC, I know you don't like me. You never have. I don't know what I ever did to you. But at this point, does it really matter anymore?
Gee, I wonder what you could have possibly ever done to upset her, Victor. After Vic and Yvette leave, Freak and CC have a heart-to-heart.
Cece. Okay, you know I love you more than life itself.
Then how come you always put them before me? I don't put anyone above you, not even myself.
You sure about that, Cece? What would you just call all this? I mean, you come in here blowing up my spot and you insult my brother?
He's not our brother.
You disrespect my woman.
Just trying to protect you.
From who? From the likes of you? But you don't think I realize that I have vultures and blood-sucking leeches in my life? Don't think I realize that you're one of them?
Bloodsucker?
Yeah, but you know what? That's what I think the problem is. It's because you realize you're no better than them and you're ashamed. But in fact, you're worse because we share the same blood. And just because they don't have the same blood running through their veins as us, doesn't mean that they don't love me. Yeah, their love might be flawed, but it's true. What you need to understand is I don't need you to protect me anymore. I don't mind the people closest to me leeching off me. Yes, you do leech off me, and I leech off you too.
Again, I have to praise Jackson and Michener's performances here. They really make this feel like a tough conversation between two siblings who genuinely love one another, but need to work out how to show that love in this new dynamic. Next up, we play against James Harden and the Rockets. After this, we cut to Freak and Vic riding around in Freak's car, where Vic asks Freak to help him with his rap career.
So you're gonna patronize me now? You're gonna pity the little boy whose worthless, low-budget parents died from AIDS? Is that what you're gonna do? Yo, don't pity me, all right? And don't play me neither. As a matter of fact, go play the lottery, because, hey, you never know. Your chances might be better.
Vic. What are you doing right now?
You got everything, don't you, freak? What do I have? Nothing.
You have an ugly-ass hat. This is where Vic's true colors start to show themselves. He gets angry with Freak for not giving him money for his rap album, which, by the way, Freak never said no to. Vic just didn't give him a chance to answer before getting angry, and for letting the team ban Vic from being around the team. And for the first time in the entire game, Freak finally puts Vic in his place.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't get heated because you went behind my back to get at Yvette, and she turned you down, B. Oh, well, what's wrong, Basquiat's? Yeah, that's right. Look at you. Out there drowning in the middle of a whack lake without a lifesaver.
Brother, real talk. You know how I get. All right, I was feeling a little friendly. I got a little loose with it, you know. I was just up and out. You know me, man.
Save that riff for Heathcliff. Yvette told me all about it. I kept it on the low. See if you ever was gonna mention it. You did it. You broke the code, B. One never steps to his boy's boo, even after they break up. But you broke the code. And you know you did. But you know what? It's still all love here. But it's you who chooses this life in these streets. You know, you want to get on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tinder, trying to chase these thirsty tens. Yeah, use my name as a coupon. Reel them all in. Hey, sweet thing. Hey, sweetie pie. Hey, shawty, you know I'm a FOF, a friend of Freak. And then when they husbands and boyfriends start coming after you and you want to play the macho man role, start throwing hands, scrapping and fighting, who's the one that has to bail you out of jail? Huh? Who's the one that has to pay these lawyers in six-figure settlements, huh? Me! Not you. Oh, no, not you, Vic. And then when you want to throw these lavish parties without consulting me, who's the one stuck with the bill, Vic, huh? Me! Not you! But me, I have hit you off in the past 10 months with $250,000, Vic. $250,000. That's a lot of money.
This part feels really cathartic for Freak. I mean, you can tell this has just been bottling up inside this character for a while, and it's nice to see Vic finally get told to his face how awful of a friend he is. This, of course, leads to the most memorable part of the game, which reveals why, after all of this time, Freak still can't cut Vic off.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Remember when we were on the stairwell in the building? Remember that? We had just brought our sheepskin coats from Delancey Street, our senior year of high school. You were the hottest prospect in the country. and Donnie's jealous butt, man, he had it out for you and me. But more so you, Freak. More so you. Remember when he saw our brand new fresh sheepskin coats? Oh, dude lost his mind. He ran up on you and told you to run it. Man. Oh, man, he wanted your coat.
Yo, nah, Vic.
Oh, he wanted it so
Vic,
bad.
no, we were fighting, all right? We were fighting. Okay, then he reached in his coat, and when he pulled, we struggled, man. And when he pulled back, he fell down stairway by himself and cracked his head in two.
Yo, man, hey, calm down. Yo, it's all good. It's all good, fam. I was there. Remember that? I was there. I saw the whole thing.
So, Freak accidentally killed a guy, and Vic took the fall so Freak's career wouldn't get ruined. Now Freak has no choice but to get Vic whatever he wants. What was it I said earlier? Why do so many people in this story look like they've hidden bodies before? That is the look of a man contemplating murder. As the season begins to wind down, Freak has another meeting with the team owner, this time with Dom and Cece present. This meeting is very different from the first. First off, we now know, no matter what, Freak isn't going to cut Vic out of his life, and why that is. This makes Freak's behavior and refusal to stop hanging with Vic more understandable and believable. Second, we find out that it isn't just Vic's actions that have Freak in hot water, but his own.
I personally
warned you about the company you keep, and we're fed up with the late nights and showing up late to shoot-arounds and the bad press and the incident at the nightclub.
I like that Spike Lee made it to where Freak couldn't just blame his entire situation on Vic. Freak is making his own mistakes here, and that opens him up even more to the owner wanting to get rid of him. After this, we see CC meet with Yvette to settle their issues. Am I the only one getting these sort of vibes from this cutscene? CC teaches Yvette her and Freak's secret handshake, and now they're friends. We still don't know why they didn't like each other in the first place, but, I mean, handshake. Clearly that's enough to overcome any kind of beef. After this scene, you get to play the final regular season game of your rookie year, and if your team was good enough, you get to play your playoff debut. Following the end of the season, it looks like the owner has followed through on his threat to release you as you're now a free agent. You meet with Dom, CC, and Yvette to discuss your strategy.
Now, your relationship with Vic has unfortunately cost us in some of these negotiations. We had 10 teams interested. We now only have 3. But thankfully, you wised up when it came to Vic. Have you been in contact with Vic?
Great poker face, Freak. After this cutscene, you get to go through the mode's free agency system. I really like that you get to do this up front. In most career modes, you only get to experience free agency several years into a playthrough, which most players don't get to. You get to pick 3 teams and negotiate with them for more minutes and money. I do think it's a bit weird that the team offering me the most of both of these by default is the team that just cut me. I mean, they could have still had me on the rookie contract. If they wanted me, why did they cut me? Once you choose your team, you hold a press conference announcing your decision, which, again, is very weird. I mean, the only player I've seen hold a press conference by themselves to announce their free agency decision was LeBron. And we saw how that went. Imagine if a rookie, a mid-first round pick, by the way, had just been cut due to conduct detrimental to his team, tried something like that. He would get roasted, and rightfully so. After this, we celebrate the announcement with our family when Freak gets a phone call, and I'll just let this play out.
Yo, fool, where you been? I've been trying to call you.
Mr. Freak?
Yo, who's this?
This is Officer Vasquez with the 9th Precinct.
Officer Vasquez? What did Vic do now?
Mr. Freak, there's been an accident. Look, we're gonna need you to come down to the following address as soon as possible.
What kind of accident? Put Vic on the phone.
I can't do that, sir.
No, you're not hearing me. I want to talk to Vic.
Look, sir, we need you to calm down as soon as you can.
No. Hey, listen. Put down the phone, and I don't want to hear it get picked up until Victor Van Leer's on the phone.
Give me the phone.
Put Vic on the phone.
Mr. Freak, Mr. Van Leer was killed in a car accident.
What's going on? Give me the phone.
The car he was driving was registered to you. We were able to identify him from the
Listen
flyers
to
in
me.
his possession.
Freak,
I don't want to talk to you no more.
Freak, give me the phone. Hi, excuse me. Hi. Yes. This is Cece. This is Freak's manager. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, yes, look, we're gonna need somebody to come down and identify Mr. Van Leer. Eyewitnesses say that he was involved in a car chase. 2 cars were chasing him, and as the chase escalated, he eventually lost control and crashed. Look, I'm really sorry for your loss.
Hello. Outside of the deceased, was anybody else injured?
Vic died in a car accident.
What?
Yeah, they said he was in a car chase.
No.
Freak, I'm sorry. He died.
So there you have it, the emotional climax of this story. Vic Van Leer is dead.
It is a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Excuse us.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
We're all gonna miss him.
Come on, did you really expect me to mourn this guy? This guy? There was nothing done at any point in the story to make Vic likable or redeemable in the player's eyes. And because of this, the scene of his death and the reaction of the characters fall flat despite the best efforts of the actors. The best thing to come out of Vic's death, though, are the theories. In the years since the game's release, fans have speculated online that things may not have played out how they seem. On his face, it looks like Vic was in a car chase, crashed, and died. Seems like some guys were after Vic, his crazy life finally caught up to him, and for once he wasn't able to outrun it. But some online believe Vic Van Leer wasn't just killed, he was murdered. For the 6 of you who have been watching YouTube since 2016 and got that reference, thank you. Anyways, there are fan theories online that several of the characters were behind the guys going after Vic and getting him killed. The team owner is one of the most popular suspects. He hated Vic, and with his crazy personality and psychotic desire for a championship, that pushed him to take out who he saw as the biggest threat to his desire. I personally don't buy into this theory, since the owner did release us, and it doesn't make sense for him to kill Vic now that our player isn't on the team anymore. Some people also think Freak himself was behind it. I mean, after the previous conversation, Freak knew the only way out of the Vic situation was for Vic not to be around anymore. Freak also knew Vic was using one of his cars, so he could tell the hitmen what car to target. Again, I don't buy into this. Freak is so blinded by his loyalty and friendship with Vic that he would never do something like order a hit on him. My personal favorite theory, and my personal headcanon, is that Dom and Cece worked together to take out Vic. Maybe I'm just a sucker for mob movies, but I love the idea of a character named Dom Pagnotti ordering a hit from the Mafia. Also, Cece and Dom were the ones who had the most to lose if Freak's career was derailed due to Vic. These are the two characters who constantly tried to control Freak and looked at him like a meal ticket. Also, watch their reactions when they hear that Vic is dead. They aren't shocked or start crying or anything like that. They are straight business. I mean, the first thing Dom says to the cop is, "Was anybody else hurt?"
Hello. Outside of the deceased, was anybody else injured?
He's trying to see if it was a clean hit or not. And listen to how Cece tells everyone what's happened.
Vic died in a car accident.
What?
Yeah, they said he was in a car chase.
No.
Freak, I'm sorry. He died.
Am I the only one that thinks it sounds like she's hiding something there? I feel like I'm going crazy. But hey, those are all just theories. A game theory! No, I shouldn't do that. We cut to some time later, and we're back to where it all started, at the court in the park. Freak and Cece reminisce about Vic, and as the story ends, we hear from Vic one last time. Because we just absolutely needed more of him. Reading what was apparently his suicide note, I guess. Which wouldn't be bad if it didn't go on for 8 minutes. 8 minutes of this unlikable asshole waxing poetic about how awful his life was. At no point does he take any responsibilities for the things he did or the people he hurt. He blames everyone else for his situation. He talks about how his parents died when he was really young, which is absolutely terrible, but this just reads like Vic blaming Freak for having what he didn't, even though he admits that Freak and his family did everything they could for him.
My mom's. Yo. She was an angel. No matter how heavy the hand, she would do anything for me. And by chance, when I was casted into that darkness, she was the voice I followed back to the light. I was so young. Too young. But my decaying flesh carries the scars and memories that won't fade. She's the reason I'm as loving as I was. She taught me to look at others as human beings and not objects.
Yeah, you definitely learned to see people as more than objects, Vic. Honestly, I still think this note was staged as part of Cece and Dom's cover-up. Because if this were his actual farewell, it would just be one more reason to dislike this character, which I don't feel was intended. It feels like Spike Lee wanted Vic to be this troubled yet sympathetic character, but forgot to add in any of the sympathetic parts. This goodbye was supposed to be the emotional wrap-up, but instead it's just a reminder of how annoying this character was throughout this story. And that was NBA 2K16's Livin' the Dream. Truly one of the craziest story modes ever put in a major licensed sports game. The writing is crazy, the performances are incredible, and the twists are unpredictable. Everything here just works to give you one of the wildest rides in a sports game I've ever seen. I feel like Spike Lee originally intended for the story to come off more seriously and emotional, but something about it always just seemed funny to me. It's like a cheesy daytime soap opera, you know? It's being played as this grand drama, but in reality it's just as silly as a Looney Tunes cartoon. and I love every second of it. I've played through this story at least 10 times now, and I look forward to playing it more in the future. That's why NBA 2K16 will always hold a place in my heart as a weird sports game. That was fun. You know, now that I'm done with that, I should really look at some of NBA 2K's other My Career stories to see if any of them are just as crazy as this one. Too bad I can't. Beginning in NBA 2K18, My Career story became online only, which doesn't seem that crazy at first, considering by that point, My Career had become predominantly an online multiplayer-focused mode. The issue here comes from the fact that 2K Sports only leaves the servers for an NBA 2K game online for 2 years. After that, the servers are shut down, making it impossible to play the game online. Because the story is tied to online capabilities, you're no longer able to experience the story at all once the servers are turned off. So many great moments from these stories are now just completely erased. 2K18's DJ storyline, which honestly probably deserves to be on this show more than 2K16. 2K19's The Way Back, where you start in China in the G League. 2K20 story that featured Idris Elba as your coach. And 2K23 story that showed the intense personal rivalry between your player and Shep Owens. You can't play and experience any of these great stories anymore. They just aren't available. Even if you bought the game the day it came out, the most expensive version, and you still have it to this day, 2K has taken away your ability to experience the product that you purchased. There's been a lot of discussion over the last few years about game preservation. As more and more of our games become reliant on always online servers, what happens when eventually those servers go offline? What recourse do we as consumers have when the products we purchase are taken away from us? And what responsibility do these companies have to provide an offline option once those servers go down for good? Video games are art, and that includes sports games. As much as you may not like it, games like Madden and NBA 2K are the product of the hard work of hundreds and thousands of programmers, artists, writers, actors, and more. If you're a company and you're going to publish these works of art, then you have a responsibility to the artists you employ to make sure their work is preserved forever, not just when their work can be profitable for you. Otherwise, we risk losing some of the most memorable experiences this genre has offered up in recent years. I'm Brandon Satterwhite with SGO. Stop killing games.